Welcome back, and apologies for yesterday's stream. I think that the audio was completely scuffed. When you're streaming on Xbox, it's pretty necessary to join a party. For some reason, the audio does not work very well when you're streaming on Xbox unless you're part of a party, which is really odd. It must give you some kind of priority network connection. Pretty consistent problem. I don't think I've ever experienced it where that hasn't happened and you're not in a party. So yesterday we did the outside wall of Cathedral of the Deep, and we've looped around and found a shortcut from the first first bonfire into the cathedral itself. So today we will be delving into the cathedral and seeing what we can find. So let me see. Yes, looks like this will be our starting point. So we're not going to explore that way just yet. They make a similar death noise to the Silver Knights in Dark Souls 1. So if I continue this way, I think we just loop back around to the main, that sort of first entrance from the outside wall to the cathedral. And I'm not convinced there's more pathing here. Interesting. Let's see if I can do some damage to him. Can. Wonder if he stops his aggro if he realizes he's been cheesed a little bit. Too close. I'm also wondering whether or not he's healed. He seems to have quite a large AoE. No, he's not healing. Okay. Well, if it's not broke, don't fix it. Might as well just try and finish him off here. I'm certainly hoping he doesn't respawn. But, you know, that's why you play the game, figure things out. Becoming a little bit more cautious. Wow. Start taking a bit closer note of where his attack hits. I'm going to stand at the end of this edge of the circle. Okay. Cool. So the edge of the circle seems like I'm going to be invulnerable. Okay. Maybe not. I don't want to have to dodge back to avoid him. Just wastes too much time. Could potentially do an R2 here. No. I don't know if I'll be able to get close enough to properly do that. The other option would be to fight him down there, but it does look like he's in water, and I suspect I'm slowed down quite considerably. So, if he respawns again, I'll take him out down there, or at least I'll try to. There might also be other vantage points where this is a bit easier. Damn. Probably one more hit. The AoE on the double slam is definitely a little bit larger. Okay, 2 more hits. $4K souls kinda tells me that he respawns, or is indicating to me that he might respawn. I'm not going to sit at the bonfire just yet. I will venture down while it's safe and just do a bit of an explore. I'm not too fussed if I lose those 4K souls if I die. I'm actually thinking if some of the mobs down here are a little bit tough to take out. And the giant does respawn. I can use the giant to do some damage to them. So, that was a ring. Boost attacks when HP is full. Nice. Sort of the opposite of an RTSR. Okay. Very similar enemy setup to what we've seen before. A archer enemy on the high ground. So we'll just bring this guy somewhere safe. Getting close enough to these guys before was enough to get him to drop. But I'm not that fussed. swear I've heard this clanking noise before on another enemy. Now that door there looks like the door that we encountered just before going to the balustrades, going to the roof. An eerily empty room. Oh, actually, is this? It's not the bonfire room. Okay, here we go. So I've aggroed a couple of them, which isn't nice. Fighting them in a hallway isn't ideal. There's one more. Looks like he's not going to aggro just yet. See if this leads anywhere. Cool. Alright. So I might not push that way just yet. Seriously got back another Estus flask. I'm still yet to figure out how that works. I think that's a Evangelist that's making that noise. And I'm not going to drop down here just yet either. So what I might do is head back and then go down the staircase. Oh, okay, alright, so we could go down there, but what I want to do is I want to head back and go down the staircase. That's close to the elevator. I think that leads down into this pit. And while the giant's definitely dead, premium time to explore it. Be wary of you, bastard. Okay. I don't like this positioning. Okay. That's about as good as an attack as I could have asked for. Oh. I thought she was dead there. But that's alright, that's not a terrible place to lose my souls, even if the giant isn't dead. So let's see what we can see. I don't think there's anything in between me and her. Now, I actually think I've just gone the wrong way. I'm pretty sure I'm supposed to go down. No. Fascinating. So I'll kill the Evangelist. What I might do is have a go at bit better. Deep gem. So I think I actually got a deep axe, which is interesting. I kind of want to have a look at my gems deep weapon. Okay, so deep must be a new type of infusion. I don't know what you would call these. I guess they're infusions. Yeah, undo weapon infusions. These are infusions. I'm interested to see... I think what I'll have to do is I'll have to go to Andre and test out some of these infusions to see what kind of scalings I get. I know that, you know, with raw, for example, you lose, or you should lose all scaling, and that's what this club is in my refined club. Or... eaten. Gross. And I want to see what the other ones are. I want to see if any of the other ones remove scaling, give you some other kind of bonus. So I think I'll have to call this elevator. And what we'll start doing from now on is calling it back up. Or back down, I guess. So that is... ooh, almost fell into the same mistake. Might as well. And it looks like that giant is dead forever. Cool. So let's start exploring this way then. I am liking this cathedral level so far. Now there is a patrolling guy somewhere. Yeah, there he is. I don't want to aggro the crossbow. I am enjoying this level so far. I like the fact that you traverse the outside first. A little bit reminiscent of Anor Londo in Dark Souls 1. Can't really tell which guy's there. Oh, there's the Evangelist up there. That must be the one I was hearing. So I'll pull this guy down. If I go up to the Evangelist, it'll help if he isn't there. So that's just a little trick that I learnt from having to deal with a heap of these guys just before getting onto the roof of this place in the previous bit. If you get close to the wall... aha, very nice. So there were 3 of them. Can I see maybe roof? I don't know. Might pull this guy because I can see him. And then I don't so much mind about the other dude. I can just aggro him naturally, see where he actually is. Physics kind of saved him there. Okay. There he is. I wonder where his trigger point is. If he doesn't want to play ball, I'll just shoot him. Ah, there we go. I will have to learn whether or not I consistently one-shot these guys. Now, there is nothing here. Because it seems like I am, but I swear I'm getting mixed experiences. I guess when you're early game and you're doing things like upgrading your weapon. Actually, no, I am one-shotting them because I'm full health because of the ring. Yeah, adding new stuff. So that is a mimic. What does this actually say? Visions of something. Nice. I remember in Dark Souls 2, a deep braille divine tome. Okay, that's sounds like a unique weapon. Yes, as I was saying, in Dark Souls 2, there was a mimic, and I thought I was being clever. So I knew it was a mimic. I was, you know, they're a bit harder to spot in Dark Souls 2. You kind of have to just smack all the chests. But I knew it was a mimic, and I stood behind it, thinking that it couldn't actually attack me if I was behind it. And I was hitting away, hitting away, hitting away, and somehow it ate me. Uh, oh, okay, so let's find this divine tome. Oh, it's a key item. Oh, hold on. Great Swamp Pyromancy tome. Learn higher pyromancy of the Great Swamp. Learn miracles of the deep. Um, Perhaps I give these to somebody? Don't know why they would be a key item. Small Lothric banner. Yeah, these seem like items that you would interact with the world with. So I might have to have a peruse around via link. Potentially if I give it to the Pyromancer NPC or the Mage NPC, they'll be able to do something with it. I know that the Mage NPC wanted scrolls. I don't know if those count as scrolls. But they have to do with magic, so... Alright. Let's go a bit further down. So that's that guy that we shot off. Look at this guy. He found himself a little kill box. This guy's using some pro strats on me. He's circle strafing me. Wow. Oh. Oh. I'm getting beaten down by this guy. Not afraid to admit it. That was really poor. So if this guy's the only enemy in here, I'd be keen to fight him. Even if he's not, it's not too far a run to get to. Wow, okay, that's cool. So his mace, that whatever he did to that mace, it looked like some kind of resin type animation, but it looked like when he did his sort of slam, it just laid down a bit of a trap, an AoE trap. So he dropped a shield. Shield bash. That's interesting that it doesn't lower your guard doing that. I wonder if that's common across... Oh, potentially that's the actual skill. Maybe when you bash with a regular shield... Maybe you can't bash with a regular shield, because, you know, you have things like skill parry. And looks like all shields have skills. But anyway, let's read this lore. High Dark Absorption. That's good to know. And what's the 32 strength? Wow, that's quite a hefty strength requirement. I'd need well over 20 strength to two-hand that. Or a bit over 20 strength. Probably need 22, I think. Which I'm not going to get naturally because this is soul level 1. But with additional items, maybe? An old king of Lothric, a bold image of a great bird gazing skywards. I wonder if that is a harbinger of a future boss. So that's the way I came down here. Looks like... Okay. That little inaccessible step. I wonder if that's killed anyone here. Big shield guys are pretty potent enemies if the rhythm isn't just working for you. Not disappointed by my DPS. This being a very, very base level weapon. And only +3. Be wary of above. What is this guy doing? Oh, shit! Okay. I don't really want to die with 5 flasks. Let's heal. Hopefully it backs off. Alright. So can't get too far under it. I think the trick will be to lock on to this enemy. And I'll just have to be careful when he jumps up, because that can potentially mess up my camera. I also don't know whether there's any point to trying to keep distance. It might be better just stay close to him, like it has been for a lot of the other beast type enemies. And just try and stay behind him. I'll just send this back down. Okay, so a bit of an annoying run back there. Actually, yeah, a bit of an annoying run back there. See how far I can get. Yeah, okay, so this guy does. He does respawn. I'll try and keep the fight to this side, because I don't want to aggro the little dudes. I think it will be necessary to kill him though each time. Bit unfortunate. Not a great move by him. Looks like the camera's gonna lock off for me. Extremely risky healing there. He's a... It feels a bit hard to get behind him with the lock-on. But maybe that's not even the play. He seems to not want to chain too many of those attacks. It seems like a 1-2 if you're in front of him. And then if you are behind him, he also has a little step attack type thing he does. Oh, come on. Oh well. Happens. Cool little mini boss. Much more interesting, I think, than the crystal lizards. And I do like beast bosses. Now, I'm not going the right way. I've got to be really careful. Oh, for heaven's sake. Can't even jump over it. There we go. But yeah, my DPS there makes me a little less worried about this fight. I think if he had more health or more resistance, I would be, you know, just be prepared to take it a bit more seriously. I feel like if you gave him a heap of health, he'd be more challenging than Wart. Oh, actually, I've got to kill this guy, hey. Maybe not. Lucky I heard him. This bash move, I really think, is not his best play. Alright, attempt number 3. I think I will still lock on and probably not be too afraid to just be in front of him. Oh. Oh, curse, right. I getcha. Ugh. Maybe I spoke too soon. Alright, so looks like I'll probably just be able to kill him. But yeah, it looks like depending on his position, I don't actually need to fight him. What I might do before doing this guy is just very deliberately murder these little tiny bastards. So he's bugged out, which is nice. Come on, good. Okay. Very large backstab. Okay, gotta stay away from those. Alright, attempt number 4. didn't realize I'd lost that health. What I might do is try and bait out his big jump attack. And then just fuck off. Very lucky, I think, not to get cursed there. So just play it a bit safe. Getting back through the doorway is a challenge. Nice fight, I think. Not clean. Aldrich's Sacrifice. What is that? Is that a ring? Recovers faith points. I assume that's what that means from critical attacks. That's kind of cool, actually, because if you're a parry, if you're into parrying, like let's say you had a skill, a weapon skill that did hardcore critical hit damage, this would be really nice with it. Is it Hornet Ring or Leo? I think it was Hornet Ring in Dark Souls 1. And then there's most probably a Hornet Ring in this game as well. But you're not unsatisfied with that fight. I think that end strategy we sort of came up with was a good one at Soul Level 1. I think it'd probably take a few more tries to really master it. That did eat most of my Estus. Also, I have a shit ton of souls. For anyone wondering why I'm checking the player status for my souls, my TV interface, or the Xbox interface, has decided to put some of my stream data on the bottom right corner of my screen. Did I get iframes when attacking? And I just haven't figured out, or haven't even attempted to figure out how to get around that. I think I did see somewhere in the manager for the stream on the Xbox that you can set it the position. There's a few things, there's a few goals I have with regards to this stream. I'm pretty committed to streaming this whole thing, so I'm not going to stop. Regardless of, you know, oh, I shouldn't have done that. That was really stupid. Regardless of how the stream performs. Yeah, so I want to work out my interface there. I will probably get a cam at some stage soon. And I want to create some animations as well for it. I am doing a heap of postings on Facebook about this, and I'll likely do Instagram as well. I find it a lot of fun. I think it's good. I'm really keen to push this as far as I can go. I reckon it's great for commitment and organizational development. And this is a suitable playthrough of a game to do that, I think. So, did she have any other options? No. Before I spend my souls on random stuff like resins or bolts. Ooh. Sage's big hat. What's the weight on that? Weight 1.9. And how much is my...
Ashen 1.
I don't really want to waste souls, even though this is soul level 1. Wait, what was I looking for? Oh yeah, my total weight. Where is it? Equip load, 20.8. It doesn't increase it very much at all. No, I'm not going to waste it, but I reckon that'd be a sick hat to wear around. I don't like leaning on alluring skulls that much.
It's good, wasn't he?
Well, I guess while we're here, so let's check out, say, another club. So heavy gem. So you get a 30. So the physical damage seems to drop for some reason, and then the bonus damage is increased substantially, but the scaling increases. Oh, okay, so the base damage decreases, but the bonus from scaling has gone up, because it's gone to B tier scaling. That makes sense for a heavy gem. Sharp. It looks like Dex gets set to C. Refined. Dex is also getting set to C, which is kind of nice because it just adds in another scaling, so that would do like 21. But it looks like the heavy is actually better. And raw is straight up just no scaling, as we know. Interestingly, the fire does not decrease the base damage very much, and but it does remove strength scaling, and doesn't add any others, which is weird. I would have thought that maybe it gets imp scaling, but fire. Oh, that's guard absorption. Fire goes to 91, which is actually pretty heavy. Like, that's a lot of fire damage, but no scaling. I'm guessing that this really starts to make sense when you are at plus 10. Because raw is 141, yeah. So in total, this does more damage. So yeah, I'd be keen to see, once I get to plus 10, I'd be keen to see what these are really like. But yeah, the elemental reinforcement seems pretty good if you have something that doesn't have resistance to fire, maybe even has weakness to fire. It actually seems quite legit. And what I might end up doing is, once I get my reinforced club up to par, I'll stick with raw reinforcement for that, and for the club, which has no discernible... well, actually, I can only one-hand the reinforced club, but that's not really an issue. I can maybe put this to fire.
Pretty, be careful.
Alright. In Dark Souls 2, I was never... And he's gone thieving for me, so it's interesting to note. I wonder if these candlelit areas are all places that NPCs will end up at. Yes, in Dark Souls 2, I was never impressed with elemental reinforcement at soul level 1.
Be safe.
So I do want to talk to the mage guy, see if I can give him one of these scrolls. Or these tomes, I should say. Even though it won't matter for this playthrough. Yeah, give Pyromancy tome. May as well.
Yes, here we are. With this I can teach.
Yeah, so I guess, what is it? Ashes that you give to the merchant, the main merchant, and they expand their, their stuff, their wares. And the sorcerers, it's the same with these tomes. This is the firekeeper. Okay.
What champion of Alice? Of course, if you insist. Only. Oh, they frighten me so. The little creatures that nibble at me. Have a pleasant journey.
Okay, so they were both my tomes. And it's looking like there's nothing particularly exciting to spend my souls on.
Again, I suppose this means come again.
So let's head to the merchant and buy some stuff that we'll simply naturally use. So purchase item. Might buy some. Oh, I've got a ton. Not really pressed for them. Not pressed for embers really. So I might just buy resin. Let's go to 20. Well, let's get 30 resin. And then let's what? Okay. And then let's get some bolts. Actually, I think that thief was selling better bolts.
SL1, be sure to bring more souls.
Alright, let's continue with Cathedral of the Deep. There's quite a few paths that we haven't investigated. What I might do, it feels like the interesting bits of the cathedral are downwards. We found that mini-boss and there was an unexplored staircase there. So instead of going down, let's go up just to complete exploration. If I had to guess if there's a boss in this area, which I suspect there is, it'll be downwards, would be my best guess. We still haven't gotten down to the swampy bit there. So I actually won't run this bit. Oh, no, let's do it, and let's just wait a little bit here. Actually, yeah, let's get the crossbowman, because I'm going up. I might have to deal with him. Evangelist. I think that I have one of those. I'd be keen to compare that to my crossbow. So I actually keen to shoot these guys off because I'm not going back down there this run. And I'm not going there, so he won't aggro. We're going up. Yes, I like this ring for dealing with mobs. It's really nice. For very powerful bosses, it'll be good too. Haven't died to one of those in a bit. Keep you humble, keep you on your toes. So one of the things we learnt about the Evangelists is that they're collecting these hollow folk for sacrifice. We've just proceeded down the road of sacrifice, and I'm guessing that given the religious connotation of their name, this is where their sacrifices come to die, being a literal cathedral. need to start remembering that at full health I really give these guys a clobbering. I might not even bother with this. I don't think they can climb ladders, and I don't even think they'll aggro. Bit nasty. Folding like a deck chair against this common enemy. Oh, goodness. I think this way. I might not bother with the crossbowman, so long as this other guy comes down. And what I'll do is I'll just go for the crossbowman. I don't know if this is unnecessarily greedy, but we'll find out. I will wait. This area might actually be bait for... I think this area is just bait for a swing, which I'm not used to dealing with too much. And she has a couple of variations on it with some nasty timings. So yeah, that's the most amount of times I've died to an Evangelist. It's just a nasty little arena. She's getting a lot of mileage out of it. I think I will just deal with the crossbowman how I've done it before. It really doesn't take too long. And it'll just make this fight a bit easier to get into. But yeah, she's proving harder than the mace guy, the Cathedral Knight. Much harder, actually. The Cathedral Knight was a bit of a pushover. Damn. Oh, goodness. Embarrassing, really. I think I've died more times to her than I did the spider. Well, you know, I think fighting these mini mobs is good practice. And part of the difficulty of these games is, you know, not just the mobs or bosses in a vacuum, but when they're placed in specific environments. So having that variation adds flavor to the difficulty. Oh, tragic. And I think there's a lot of value in completing each enemy, treating it as something to complete given the area it's in. I think this Evangelist is teaching me that in tight spaces they'll really favor their swing attack. Oh my god. And she seems to have two types. The overhead swing, which is delayed. I'm consistently rolling early. And the regular sweeps. And I'm also learning that she can follow up with both of them. And sometimes she decides not to follow up. Probably depends on your position. So in future encounters where, say, there's a bit of gank, and I have to deal with more than one at a time, or them and another enemy, being able to do this harder form of the Evangelist will be quite valuable. I haven't been hit by that yet. Oh, pretty close to death there. I might actually heal again. The reason being her overhead swing may have one-shot me, being that low health. Okay, attempt number too many. Yeah, so I think I was consistently dying because I wasn't waiting for the follow-up after the overhead attack. Which, is a bit frustrating. I think that was harder than it needed to be. Just gonna take a quick break. Be back soon. Alright, we have returned. So I don't see any reason to not push forward. At the very worst, we die, lose a few souls. But at the very best, we might find a bonfire. I'm gonna wait here to see how badly this guy's been aggroed. Doesn't look like he's been aggroed. I'm gonna say that looks fine. So this is the base of the cathedral, the floor. I'm gonna have to be wary of the walls and the ceilings here. But the plan is to move around the sides methodically. Like I can see one on the ceiling, on the wall just there. Yeah, move around. Ooh, another giant. Might have a good go at clearing this shit out. I don't want to go on there. Okay, so if I fight the giant, don't fight him in the sludge. And I want to clear out this bollocks. So it looks like there's a cathedral knight there. I will draw him out. I don't want to fight a bunch of the little enemies and him. Happy to fight him alone though. Not quite as fast as the Lothric Knights. I actually find these Cathedral fellows a bit easier than them. I'm sure they pack a significantly larger walloping. Oh, for heaven's sake, come on. Oh, good. Very generous iframes. It was right at the end of my roll when that swing came down. It's good that they don't stay in their shooting animation. I am appreciative of that. Pull lever could be absolutely anything. My suspicion is that we're looking at draining this. Let's throw caution to the wind. Well, bridge? Really not sure what that did. Other than change the aesthetic of the world. Of course, that's narrow-minded. I suspect that did change something. I cannot tell where we would have started. Oh, up there, and then we come around. Okay, on to the exciting bit. There's some shit swimming around in the water there. The game is either telling me not yet, or... Okay, pick up items. Alright. Cool. Well, give me more. Getting hit by that is unbelievably annoying. Oh, I am not happy with how that's progressing. Would have been nice to have fought a giant in an arena like this, but it looks like he's gonna make it a bit too difficult for me to aggro him. I do want to check my party status. Yes, okay. Cool. Yeah, I wonder if it's the game's telling me that I have to be up on that level to fight him. Shortcut, question mark. So I'm missing one. It would be an absolute tragedy if the lever's up there or something. I suspect it isn't. I think, no, that's the one we pulled for that side. Okay. Fucking asshole. Okay. So hopefully I can find this other lever. And then when we head back up to the top, we'll investigate what these structures actually mean for us. And we will open this. I suspect I know where this comes out to. Actually, this might not even open. It does. I think I know where this comes out to. Other than... Oh, no. I don't know where this... Unless this is the door. This leads us out to that graveyard. Wouldn't be able to tell you what the point of that would be. Saint Bident. Okay, so this is not the door. I think this is not the door that we found. In fact, I'm quite certain that it isn't. So it looks like just items. I know that there are, in that section of the world, the first run to the cathedral, I know that there is an area that we haven't explored, which is the ravine with those strange, larger type mob enemies. Definitely very keen to check them out. Wondering if mud, or whatever this is, has an effect. I think in Dark Souls 2, ice either slowed you down, reduced stamina recovery, or reduced attack power. Frozen Ilium Loises, environmental stuff. That tells me that I've actually been here, which isn't promising. Okay, so it would be unlikely that the other level would be here. It would have to be on this side somewhere. There's a potential that it's not actually on this platform of the level. Okay, I think I'm going to go back up, rest at the bonfire, and then try and determine this place's secrets. Actually, fighting this guy isn't that wise, because those things are still alive. Alright. They get their revenge on me, my perfect record. That's fine. I'm not even going to bother with those souls. Yeah, playing a bit cautious there due to the other enemies that hadn't dropped down. And playstyle kind of gets thrown out of whack. Okay, so let's investigate these bridges. So there's one. Let's see what we can see as far as getting to it. Because I am not familiar with a path that I could take. I'm actually quite concerned that the Evangelist is the closest thing to that bridge. And this lady has sent me to the Shadow Realm numerous times. Let's see if I can Well, actually, that doesn't seem to have helped us. Chalk another one up for the Evangelist. Alright. But it doesn't look like that is the right way to go anyway, so we'll just ignore that. You know, I killed her once, that's enough. I'm not gonna hold some kind of vendetta against her. One of the things that's concerning me is that the fact that I didn't open the third bridge might mean that there's more to discover. This will take us back up to the top. I haven't encountered this enemy at all in the later parts of this level. And I just can't see that other section, that whole section with the Evangelist and with the big spider as a dead end. I don't see why that would be a dead end. So... I mean, the one section that I know for sure hasn't been explored is behind that other giant. And actually, there is an item here. That was very lucky. I yeah, had a pretty big bet there on the second swing. Staggering him. So that's the end of that as far as I'm concerned. Actually, do I want to do it? There was a balustrade that I thought you could interact with. Those enemies. I think that'll be a last resort. It looked like you could jump to it. There's one that you have to walk down. The one parallel to it. It looked like you could jump onto. So what I am going to do is I'm going to push into that spider area a little bit more. I'm really just not convinced that that's a dead end. If that fails, I will rest of the bonfire and head back down and try and get around the giant. So I don't think there was anything that way, but I will actually kill this stuff because I'll have to go down here. Might as well not take any health damage. Go the long way. Interesting. 2 of those animations. Oh, it's not going that well. Need to remember to keep away from those. It does feel a little bit like cheese doing that, but, you know, we'll take it. Ooh, okay, alright. Alright, I've got my hopes up. Yeah, and this just drops down. Okay. Guess we'll go back into the spider room. I'm wondering if it's dead. It was a mini-boss. It is dead. But this does look like a proper dead end. Unless I'm missing a ladder. It doesn't appear so. Okay. And then this just takes us up into the pit. So, okay. Not bad. Black Knight or something with a big honkin' sword. Not happy that there's no obvious bonfire. Okay. I'm not gonna spam him with bolts, I don't think. I'm just gonna wait for him. I bet you anything that there's a bonfire just behind this garbage. Okay. Hate to do it to you, bud. I know it's rude, but... So I don't think that's a Black Knight, I think it's just another one of these guys. Ah. Okay. Tragic and annoying, but I know I can run to the giant, so I don't think I'll lose any health on the way there. I didn't run into any problems with that giant run, but that's not to say that I won't this time. you know, thinking that you've seen everything first time around is just folly. And I did have to dodge an attack based on sound, you know, which you can pretty easily just get lucky with, really. The extra enemies in the sludge don't make it easy either. I feel as though I'm doing this a little bit out of step. I reckon that activating those bridges somehow will either give us a shortcut to another bonfire, or we'll simply open up a bonfire in this area. Because I can't see the point. The point is not obvious. Okay, I still can be killed here. Alright, not too bad, not too bad. Might actually do the hard ones first. Okay, create some space. Much more successful. This guy looks hardcore. I do not want to circle strafe this. Yeah, alright. Okay, well, I'll do the guy sitting down first, and then we'll figure this fellow out. Not having much space does make it a bit... I guess if the strategy is to roll, it's not a... No, I do... Even then, I do like having space. But we'll figure it out. He doesn't one-shot me at full health, which does make this a little bit easier. It gives me an opportunity to see more of his moveset. The Black Knight we encountered, that was not the case. Every single attack one-shot me, which means that, you know, you just have to take a bit more time to learn it. What I might do though is, because he is a less for sure enemy, I will aggro him first, just to get it out of the way. No point doing the easier stuff first. Yeah, I'm not convinced that this is actually a legit run back they intended you to do, considering that this isn't even a boss, and... okay, so let's just concentrate. Okay. Don't make me wait. Thank you. Thank you very much. Because that thrust is quite quick. and it's something that won't naturally hit me if I'm close to him and circling around him. I think my play next time is going to be to close the distance. I think that if I try and do it mid-distance, it's just his fight, because I have no space at all. In other words, I can't move the fight to a longer distance. I can't keep full distance from him. So I may as well be right next to him. It does make his moves a little bit harder to see, but it'll avoid things like that big thrust, and it'll avoid me being in front of him when he does some kind of arc. Okay, it's stressful, but okay, so that's a bit lucky there. Discovering that he has a de-aggro here. And him, god damn it, him kiting himself into me. Okay, so I think what I'll do is I will kill the pyromancers first, because that just is annoying, really ruins the tempo of the fight. It just means that I'm having to keep an eye on them, it means I'm healing more, just losing sort of actions. So I will kill them first, because it seems as though there's no risk of aggroing the big guys. And what I can do to speed it up is I can aggro both of the pyromancers first, both at the same time. The other option would be to run this and see if there's a closer bonfire. But I mess on guaranteed.